Welcome back to Inside City Hall. I am once again joined by our special panel. Before we leave talk of the presidential primary debate, who else are we looking at tonight? What else are we watching for? Aside from Bill de Blasio, we've got Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Cory Booker on stage. What do you guys think?
I'm interested to see if Julian Castro can actually make some inroads. I mean, he's been saying some really interesting things about Native Americans and sort of presenting some real interesting policy points that aren't being picked up. So this is make or break for him as well. And I'm curious to see how Biden and Kamala Harris will sort of present their past records. I mean, obviously Kamala Harris has lots of things that she has had to explain to voters when she was a prosecutor in California, and I'll be curious to see how quickly Biden tries to excavate that. And keep in mind, she was a prosecutor, so I have a feeling she'll do incredibly well. She's really good at presenting an idea and an argument in a very short period of time and making her case and sort of presenting her case to a larger audience. So as Biden tries to attack her, which I'm sure will happen, her level of preparedness will be interesting to watch.
Yeah, and I think one thing about Castro that's really interesting is that in the first debate, we really saw him kind of keep above the fray. He was very good at carving out space for himself to really lay out his vision, some of his policy ideas, and they were good ones. They didn't just sound like, arbitrary, typical kind of Democratic Party talking points. And, I think that the thing for Biden is that he's just going to be on the defensive the whole time. He's just going to be getting attacks from Harris, from Booker, from all corners. And so, how he kind of fights his way out of that corner and actually gets to articulate anything of meaning is,
Well, on the case of Julian Castro, I'll go along with what you said. In addition to that, since I assume that the panel of questioners are going to be all white, like yesterday, and yesterday they were talking about immigration, and none of the people... talking about Latinos. I'm talking because there's nobody that can understand immigration issues better than Julian Castro. So tonight, I hope they do ask the question with enough time to have a person who really knows about it respond to it, and then other people that will be on stage. I think Biden is going to be better than he was last time, which isn't hard threshold. But I think that Kamala Harris is going to come at him. I think he's going to wait for the right moment, and because he can't look like a bully. So I think he's going to be smarter. His experience is going to count this time. Cory Booker may surprise us. I'm not putting any money on it, but I think he could surprise us with some of the issues that are there and outshine Bill de Blasio, which is not going to be hard to do.
I want to squeeze in one other topic, which is impeachment. Last week was the Bob Mueller hearing. It seems like longer ago because we've had the Twitter feud with the Baltimore and Al Sharpton since then. But the narrative was that it didn't really move the needle on impeachment. But now we've actually seen a lot more House members, including some from New York, including Eliot Engel, come out in favor of impeachment. I think there's more than 100 House members in favor. Does this mean anything?
Well, I mean, I think it's less about the Mueller hearing than it is about their staring down the potential of challengers or real challengers, such as with Eliot Engel. He has Jamal Bowman, in the wings there. And I think that the same is true. I mean, Grace Meng in Queens, she's next to AOC's district. And so you have all these members who are looking to their left flank and they're thinking they want to be on the correct side of that line.
Right. And I think that, with the president just each day sort of going deeper and deeper into depravity, I think slowly but surely, not just thinking about their own primaries, but I do think that some public servants are realizing that the danger to our democracy is incredibly great, and we probably should not wait until mid-2020 to do something about it when we're in the midst of a presidential election.
Well, I think that the speaker has been on point. I think Democrats have to move forward with impeachment regardless of what happens, and I don't think it impacts election. I think people are giving him too much credit. In addition to that, I think it's shameful that they're not doing their job. By the way, and maybe somebody knows, I haven't heard the question asked or answered, is there a time limit on some of these crimes that he could be accused of? I don't know. I'm not an attorney. I'm talking about crimes even in New York State. Is there a time limit? So I don't know. And nobody's asked that question, which is surprising because you got a room full of experts asking, so I don't see any movement. Is the time lapsing which he could not be accused? I don't know.
It's interesting that the primary challenges is really shifting people's positions Funny how when you actually are challenged in a primary, it seems to have an effect. All these years, a lot of these Congress members have gone without any sort of primary challenge at all.
It is remarkable, right, exactly. And it works both ways because, of course, you have, you have just residents of the district who might need some people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who had not necessarily thought of running, but in the post-Trump era, really feel like they should do this and that it's their obligation to challenge incumbents. And so we're seeing this again. Yvette Clarke, again, has the same challenger, Adam Bunkadeko, coming in again, and they're raising money, they're generating interest, and it's really going to be quite a competitive race in all these cases.
It's going to be a very interesting 2020 on a whole lot of fronts. All right, Alyssa Katz, Christina Greer, Herson Barrero, thank you for joining us. That is going to do it for tonight's show. Thanks for watching, and have a great evening. We'll see you the next time on Inside City Hall.